I worked as a preschool teacher for 4 years after college. I did the dirty work, the lovely work. I took the kids to the extravagant mall, to the High Line, where I urged strangers not to take photographs of the children as we beat the rain and spoke about the strangeness of plants, colors, eyes. I changed diapers. I read long, bright books. The park in the afternoon, a spaz of noise and lights and shapes. I cried a couple times a week when things were good, overwhelmed by the dichotomy of simplicity and great, huge meaning found within the way the children saw the world around them. The color blue is frightening. Mommy will save me. It all felt fragile. Sometimes I felt like a child myself. And most of all, as I went from general population classrooms to special education classrooms, all the same, I was impressed and sometimes intimidated by how smart the children were. One of my students had to be hand-fed during lunch, his brain spliced into different montages of movement, but he was able to spell the word gargantuan on the board with ease. The kids knew when you were faking it, when a shift occurred, what time it was without a clock. In his book, Wishes, Dreams, and Lies, Kenneth Koch details his experience working with students in New York City in the 70s. He taught them poetry, similes, metaphors, the sounds a poem can make, and the results are just incredible. In the 70s, New York was a dark, dangerous, and exhilarating place to be as a child. The world was open, and soot lined the windowsills, and your grandmother yells at you over the television, which obsessively weeps with bad news, telling the storybook of crime after crime, illustrated by the thieves and son of Sams of the city. A black junkyard, a place where the buildings rose into clean skies, the fine line between heaven and hell on the ground. So, what did these kids have to say? In one of my favorites, A Succinct Musing, a 4-year-old writes, "I seem to be purple, but really I am pink." I have felt that before, and it speaks to the idea of how invisible we are, and it even taps into the bigness and breaches of society. It just says so much. In another, a boy named Richard begins his poem with, "I wish I had a diamond. I wish I had a bike." This is typical of a child to wish such lavish, materialistic things. But the last two lines delve a bit deeper and read, "I wish I had a puppy. I wish I had a friend." I just find that so heartbreaking, such a simple thing to want, and such a sad thing, too. Some of the poems in the book express a want for justice. Some of them are simple, others playing with sound, expression, wacky images. Some express how New York impacts them. Under the Sea is like Times Square, one writes. I have always been in the camp of treating children as the people they are. No baby talk, use large words, full sentences. This urges them to want to learn. The children in this book are inquisitive, thoughtful, graceful, and most of all, aware. Childhood is an acid trip. Childhood is a BB gun aimed at your best friend. And it's good to tap into that sometimes. I'll finish with my favorite of the bunch by a girl named Annie, which says, "I wish I was a queen. I wish I was yellow with Popeye in Pennsylvania. I wish I could be Top Cat in blue New York in a place called Ace Play. I wish I were the color red. I wish I was in New York. I wish I was Charlie Brown in blue Saudi Arabia."